We have an incredible casserole, lots of veg in there. It's a vegetable casserole and some incredible cheese dumplings. So we're going to take the stuff out of the bag. 2 leeks. Charlie, what do you never take on a boat? Correct. You don't want to leak on a boat, do you, Charlie? Just said that to me. Thought that was a good time to share. We've got some swede. It's about 300 grams of swede there. We've got 2 courgettes. We've got some carrots. We've got 2 stock cubes. And we've got some cheese. And in this plastic dish here, guys, this is our dumpling mix. 100 grams of plain flour, 50 grams of vegetarian suet, and a pinch of salt. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort of just cut through that using the claw grip, pushing down from top to bottom. And the reason why that's so important is it keeps the base on, which holds it together. To stop me from crying, I'm gonna put those flat on the chopping board as well. So I'm just peeling the skin off. We don't want the papery skin in there. I'm just using a knife there just to peel that skin off. So guys, to chop this onion, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trim the top off, okay? And then I'm just gonna cut back to the root in lines. I'm doing that really roughly, okay? It's not being too accurate, but I just want these little sort of pieces of onion like this. Now, the rooty bit, if it's clean, like I've just trimmed the end off there, I'm just gonna cut through all of that, and that can go in as well. If it is a little bit dirty, just take that out, but just literally, that's just the rooty center root bit. You just take that out if you don't want to use that, but otherwise, keep that in.
Oh, I can already feel it.
Is it tingling your eyes? Yeah. So, I'll put that onion onto my board. It's amazing. So next, we're going to do the peeling bit. You ready? Okay, so we've got a swede and we've got some carrots that we're going to peel. I'm going to use one of these peelers.
Yeah.
So carrots, really easy. Just peel us straight down. I've left the top and the bottom on at the minute because it makes it loads easier. Just turning that in my hand. See how I'm turning that? Just like that as I'm peeling it. Makes it so easy. You might have the other peeler. Either one you've got, it's fine. So that's my carrot done. I'm gonna peel the swede. Because we've got this chunk of swede like this, just hold it in your hand, a bit like a, I don't know, pasty or a sandwich. It isn't, don't try and eat it like that, it won't be that delicious yet. And we're just gonna turn that in our hands just to make it easier. If your hands are small, maybe just on the bench might make it a little bit easier, that's fine. Either way is good, it's what works best for you. Just peel that up so you can just see the white creamy flesh.
Then we cut the ends off with a knife?
Yeah, on the carrots, cut the ends off. If there's any bits that look a bit bruised or anything on the swede, trim those off as well. Okay, all your rubbish into the box here. So, peel those up. So keep the tops and the bottoms of the carrots on when you peel them, it makes it loads easier. How are we doing there? Louis, looking good. Lexi? We get. See, it got you in the end, didn't it? It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. So I'm just gonna cut the carrots into 3-4 centimetre pieces. The different widths, but in the slow cook it doesn't matter so much. If you feel that's a little bit big, maybe you could cut that in half. So just into chunks. So that's my carrots all done. So Louis, you asked about how to prepare this. Yeah, amazing, really good. So all we're gonna do, we're gonna get the knife. I'm gonna cut a long thin strip. So I'm just gonna cut these down into smaller pieces and into sort of fingers, and then cutting them into 2-3 centimetre lengths. They're all slightly different shapes and sizes, doesn't matter too much. Do that in your own time. Really important when using knives, in your own time. There's no rush. So guys, you're still chopping the root veg. I'm just going to move on to the leek. just cut them in half, really, taking away those looser layers at the top. Gonna leave those at the side. I can wash those, I can put those in a soup, I can make a stock with those. I'm gonna use this part of the vegetable for this. I'm just gonna cut this into rounds. Really simple. If any of these bits at the end are a little bit dirty, if there's any soil in there, just give them a rinse under the tap. Just put the end of the leek in the tub. So they're my leeks. I'm gonna take the top and the bottom off. Now this is quite soft, so it's so easy. And then I'm gonna cut it in half again. And then I'm gonna turn it round the other way, so through the length of it, I'm gonna cut it in half again. So simple. Now you'll notice that I'm using the bridge hold just to make sure that's safe. Really important to work safely, yeah? All you can do then, and this is one where you can start to work quicker with your knife, is then just through half moons, okay? Leave it quite chunky because the courgette's quite soft, so it'll break down in the slow cooker quite easy. Fantastic. So guys, we're going to finish this up in a second, but first I'm just going to make our dumplings. So in there we've got 100 grams of plain flour and 50 grams of suet and a little bit of salt. So this is the basis of our dumplings. Dumplings are so easy to make, you would not believe. Ratio 2 to 1, 2 to 1, really simple. 100 grams of plain flour, 50 grams of veg suet. Tip that into there. Amazing. So, anyone know what this cheese is called? This cheese is called Red Leicester. So in with the cheese, into our flour mix. Really simple. What's next, Troyan? Put the water in. How many millilitres are in there, Troyan?
60.
And it's how many tablespoons? 4 tablespoons. And how many millilitres is a tablespoon? 15 millimetres. Amazing. So, I'm going to give you a spatula. You're going to give that a good stir. Bring all that dough together. It's so easy. Okay, the suet is just a room temperature set fat. Okay, so it doesn't become liquid. And as you work it, it starts to soften. That's all it is. And flour, well, we know what flour is. You've used it in the bread recipe, hopefully, if you've done that one. If you haven't, go and check out the bread recipe. It's awesome. The dumpling mix is made. I've just pushed the ingredients together. You could weigh these out if you want to be super accurate. Right, we're not going to do that. We're going to break that into 2. We're going to break it in half again. So we're going to make roughly about 4 dumplings. You can make 5 or 6. All we do is just gently press them with our hands just to make sure they don't crumble up. That little bit of liquid in there is enough.
What are these?
So there's our 4 dumplings, guys. Vegetables chopped. We are nearly there. Well done, you've lifted the lid on our Hubb pot, okay? At the minute, it's not on, it's cold, we're getting this started. So everything's chopped, we've put the preparation in. So as it's right in front of you, Charlie, if you pop the leeks in there for me, please, buddy.
I can't see.
Okay, so in the leeks go. Carrots and swede in, amazing. This is so easy in the Hubb pot, guys. So straight in, Louis. Big tip, in they go, amazing. So,
They're already almost
Troyan, if you want to put the onion in, please. Superb.
Are these gonna be last?
They are going to be last. I'm going to tell you about how to do that. Perfect. And then Lexi, if you can put the courgette in for me. Incredible. Brilliant. Okay, amazing. Charlie, if you put the water in, please. And yeah, pour the whole lot. And now that is hot, so be very careful. Louis, Troyan, you've got a stock cube in front of you both. If you unwrap the stock cubes, you've got 2 stock cubes going into here, which pretty much sorts the seasoning out. You might just need a little bit of salt and pepper at the end, but it pretty much sorts it out. When that goes in, you're gonna just break that up as much as you can. You could put it in the hot water and dissolve it that way, but to be honest, we're making this really super easy. Right, and guys, so next up, we're just gonna give that a little stir. Now, the hot water is in there, so I'm just gonna do that quite carefully. So Lexi, what I also want you to do is get me this one here. And this is some dried rosemary. You might have a selection of different dried herbs at home. You could use dried thyme, pop that in there. Amazing, brilliant, so good. Give that a stir. So lid on, Troyan, just behind you. Amazing. So it's gonna probably take around 2 to 2.5 hours, okay? So we put that on high temperature, and it's now gonna cook for 2 to 2.5 hours. Cheese dumplings go in like the last 45 minutes to an hour, and then that is it. That is that simple. What I do when you do this at home, and I will be checking, right, is I take the lid off at the end, remove the dumplings, give it all a good stir around again, give it a taste. Is it salty enough? Has it got enough pepper in? Does it need any more dried herbs? Yeah, and then you are done. So here I've got the dumplings. I'm just going to give you half a dumpling each because they're quite thick and filling, and it's lunchtime. It's around lunchtime, so we can have half a dumpling each. What I did is when I took these off the top of the casserole, just to finish off the casserole and season it, I also just toasted the top of the dumplings a little bit just to give them a little bit of colour. You don't have to do that, but if you can, I guess they just look a bit more appealing. But you don't have to, they still will taste delicious. So you can add different flavours to this. You could add different herbs in there if you wanted to. Have a little taste. Get a bit of the dumpling. That's good, right? So, guys, veg casserole, cheese dumplings, 4 youngsters here from Glebe Primary in Stoke-on-Trent, just absolutely loving it. Is it fair to say, guys? Yeah. Amazing. Take it easy.